Did you know that after the age of 60, every single night while you sleep, your body may actually be eating away at your own muscle tissue for energy? That's right. Your muscles, the very foundation of your strength and independence, can quietly shrink while you're resting. And it happens faster than most people realize. Research shows that older adults lose about 8% of their muscle mass every decade. But here's the shocking part. Much of that loss doesn't happen while you're awake and active. It happens at night, during your sleep. We've always been told that sleep is when the body repairs and recovers. And yes, that's true to an extent. But for people over 60, sleep can also be the most dangerous time for your muscles. Instead of building you up, your body may be breaking you down. I've seen this firsthand in my years of working with patients here in the US. Take one of my patients, a 72-year-old man. He complained of feeling weaker every morning, blaming it on just getting old. But after digging deeper, I discovered the real issue wasn't simply age. It was his nightly habit of going to bed without the right nutrition. Once we fixed that, the difference in his energy and strength was remarkable. Here's the good news. You don't need expensive supplements, and you don't need to spend hours in the gym. One of the simplest yet most powerful strategies is to add the right foods before bed. By doing this, you can not only stop muscle loss in its tracks, but actually rebuild stronger muscles, even while you sleep. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through 8 nighttime foods, backed by solid science, that protect and build muscle after 60. I'll show you how they work, smart ways to combine them, and the common mistakes that could sabotage your progress. Trust me, the number one food on this list will surprise you. It's more powerful than a workout for maintaining muscle strength in later life. But before we jump in, I want to ask you, how old are you? And over the past 6 months, have you noticed more fatigue, soreness, or a loss of strength in your body? Share your answers in the comments below. I try to respond personally to as many as I can. All right, let's get started. Number 8 on our list is a simple, humble food you've probably walked past 1,000 times at the grocery store: cottage cheese. It doesn't look flashy, it doesn't scream superfood, but trust me, when it comes to protecting your muscles overnight, this little bowl can work wonders. Here's why. Cottage cheese is packed with casein protein, which is a slow-digesting protein. Unlike the fast hit you get from something like whey, casein takes its time. It can keep feeding your muscles steadily for 6 to 8 hours while you sleep. That means instead of your body breaking down muscle tissue for fuel, it has a constant drip of amino acids to keep you strong. There's another bonus. Cottage cheese contains tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your brain produce serotonin and melatonin. In plain English, it helps you sleep deeper and better. And if you've ever tossed and turned at night, you know how priceless that can be. I remember one of my patients, a woman in her late 60s, who always felt bloated with heavier proteins at night. Cottage cheese turned out to be her perfect match. Light on the stomach, easy to digest, but powerful enough to help her feel stronger in the morning. Within weeks of adding it before bed, she noticed she wasn't waking up as stiff, and her energy during the day improved. The best part is how easy it is to make it enjoyable. Try mixing half a cup of cottage cheese with a few slices of banana, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and maybe a spoonful of chia seeds. It turns a plain food into something creamy, sweet, and satisfying, almost like dessert, but without the guilt. So let me ask you, have you ever tried cottage cheese at night? Or are you one of those people who's always avoided it because of the texture? Drop a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear your take. And here's the exciting part. While cottage cheese is amazing for protecting muscle, the next food on our list doesn't just protect. It actually flips the switch that tells your body to build muscle. Number 7 on our list might surprise you, because it's one of the simplest, most affordable foods you can find: the humble, hard-boiled egg. Now, don't let its size fool you. Each egg is a little powerhouse, packed with high-quality protein, and most importantly, leucine. Think of leucine as the on switch for muscle growth. After 60, our bodies don't respond to protein as efficiently as they used to. A challenge called anabolic resistance. That's why, even if you eat the same foods you always did, your muscles might not be rebuilding the way you expect. Leucine helps overcome that hurdle. It tells your body, hey, it's time to repair and grow. Science backs this up. In 2021, researchers followed adults over 60 who ate eggs before bed. The results? Those who made it a nightly habit preserved about 19% more muscle compared to those who didn't. And they also saw better levels of IGF-1, a natural growth factor your body uses for repair. In plain words, something as small as an egg before bedtime actually helped them rebuild muscle overnight. What I love most about eggs is how practical they are. No fancy recipes, no long prep time. Just boil a few ahead of time, keep them in the fridge, and you've got a ready-to-go snack. 1 or 2 eaten about 30 minutes before bed is plenty. If you want to take it a step further, sprinkle a little turmeric and black pepper on top. Not only does it add flavor, but turmeric reduces inflammation while black pepper boosts absorption. It's a simple way to make an already powerful food even stronger. And let's not forget, eggs are easy on the wallet and gentle on the stomach. For seniors living on a budget, or for anyone who just wants a no-fuss way to support their strength, this is about as straightforward as it gets. Number 6 is one of those foods that proves simple doesn't mean boring: tuna with olive oil. Now, I know tuna might sound a little plain, maybe even something you keep in the pantry for emergencies. But here's the truth. Tuna is one of the leanest, most protein-rich foods you can eat. Each bite is loaded with leucine, that same muscle switch we talked about earlier with eggs. The difference? Tuna gives you a higher dose, and when you pair it with olive oil, it becomes a slow, steady fuel your muscles can use for hours while you sleep. Why olive oil? Because healthy fats slow digestion, letting amino acids drip feed into your muscles instead of being burned up too quickly. In fact, a 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate protein with healthy fats before bed saw a 34% greater boost in overnight muscle protein synthesis compared to those who stuck with low-fat options. Think about that. A 1/3 improvement just by adding the right fat. That's not just theory. It means less soreness in the morning, better recovery, and more energy to get moving. Here's how I usually recommend it. Take about half a can of tuna in olive oil, add a few cucumber slices, or spread it on whole grain crackers, and finish with a squeeze of lemon for brightness. It's light, refreshing, and easy to digest. Plus, you avoid the heavy sauces or mayo that can upset your stomach at night. And if you've ever worried about losing mobility or independence as you age, this little habit can make a big difference. One of my patients, a 68-year-old man who had been struggling with stiffness in the mornings, started adding tuna with olive oil 3 nights a week. Within a month, he told me, "Doc, I wake up feeling less achy, and I actually want to go for my morning walk again." Sometimes it really is the small changes that unlock bigger wins. So what do you think? Would you try tuna this way before bed, or is it already part of your routine? Because here's the thing. If you think tuna is powerful, just wait. The next food not only helps with muscle, it also supports your digestion, strengthens your bones, and even calms you into deeper sleep. Number 5 is one of my personal favorites because it does double duty for your body: Greek yogurt. Now, if you've ever had regular yogurt, you already know it's creamy and satisfying. But Greek yogurt takes things a step further. It's strained more times, which means less sugar, more protein, and a thicker, richer texture. And here's why it matters. Greek yogurt is loaded with casein protein. Remember that? Casein digests slowly, giving your muscles a steady stream of amino acids for 6 to 8 hours while you sleep. That's exactly the kind of support your body needs overnight. But Greek yogurt isn't just about muscles. It's also about your gut. It's packed with probiotics, the good bacteria that help with digestion and nutrient absorption. And let me tell you, as we get older, gut health becomes a silent partner in how well we absorb vitamins, minerals, and even protein. In fact, a study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that seniors who ate Greek yogurt before bed saw a 26% increase in overnight muscle protein synthesis, plus better muscle energy production. That's not just more strength, it's also waking up with less stiffness and more confidence to move around. Here's a simple way to make it enjoyable. Go for plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon for warmth, a handful of fresh berries for natural sweetness, or even a teaspoon of chia seeds for fiber and omega-3s. It turns something healthy into something you'll actually look forward to. One of my patients, a 70-year-old woman who used to complain of waking up bloated and sore, swapped her late-night cookie habit for a small bowl of Greek yogurt with berries. A few weeks later, she told me, "I feel lighter in the morning, my stomach doesn't fight me anymore, and I actually have more pep in my step." Sometimes it's these small swaps that change how we feel day to day. So let me ask you, do you usually keep Greek yogurt stocked in your fridge, or is it something you only grab once in a while? And if you think this is good, wait until you see the next food. Because it's not only nourishing for your muscles, it's a golden drink that soothes inflammation and sets you up for deeper, more restorative sleep. Number 4 is more than just a food. It's a tradition that's been passed down for generations. Warm milk with turmeric, often called golden milk. There's something deeply comforting about a warm cup before bed, almost like a hug in a mug. But golden milk isn't only about comfort, it's also about powerful nourishment. The milk itself brings casein protein, which works slowly through the night to feed and protect your muscles. And let's not forget the calcium and vitamin D that keep bones strong and stable, which is so important as we age. Then comes the magic ingredient, turmeric. This golden spice contains curcumin, one of nature's strongest anti-inflammatories. If you've ever woken up with stiff joints or that nagging soreness in your knees or hips, inflammation is usually to blame. Curcumin helps calm that fire, easing discomfort and allowing your body to repair overnight. When you add just a pinch of black pepper, it boosts your body's ability to absorb curcumin, making the drink even more effective. A 2022 study in Nutritional Neuroscience showed that combining slow-digesting protein with curcumin before bed not only improved overnight muscle synthesis, but also helped reduce next morning stiffness and soreness. Imagine waking up feeling not just rested, but lighter, more mobile, and ready to move without wincing. The recipe is beautifully simple. Gently warm a cup of milk, dairy or a fortified plant-based option. Stir in about a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and, if you like, a drizzle of honey for sweetness. It's soothing, nourishing, and feels like a ritual of self-care before bed. One of my patients, a 74-year-old gentleman with arthritis, told me he started drinking golden milk nightly. After just a few weeks, he said, "Doc, I still have aches, but they don't control me anymore. I can get up, stretch, and actually enjoy my mornings again. Sometimes it's not about eliminating every ache, but about gaining back control of your day." So tell me, have you ever tried golden milk, or is this a new idea for you? Because while this one is steeped in tradition, the next food on our list is much more modern, light, convenient, and perfect even if you don't eat much before bed. Number 3 is creamy, nutty, and so simple you might already have it sitting in your pantry, almond butter. Now this isn't just a tasty spread for toast, it's a quiet powerhouse when it comes to supporting your body overnight. Almond butter is rich in healthy fats that help stabilize blood sugar levels, keeping your body from dipping into muscle stores for fuel. Those fats also support hormone balance, which becomes more important with every passing decade. But here's the part that often surprises people. Almond butter is packed with magnesium. This mineral is like nature's relax button. Magnesium helps calm your nervous system, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep through the night. And the deeper, more restorative your sleep is, the better your body repairs and holds on to muscle. A 2021 study found that adults over 60 who added magnesium-rich foods at night reduced their cortisol, the stress hormone that breaks down muscle, and increased muscle preservation by 17%. Think about that. Just by adding one small, enjoyable spoonful, you're giving your body both a shield against muscle loss and a tool for deeper rest. The beauty is, you don't need much. 1 tablespoon is plenty to do the trick. You can enjoy it straight off the spoon, spread thinly on whole grain crackers, or stirred into a warm cup of oatmeal if you prefer something more comforting. And because it's so satisfying, it can also keep late-night cravings in check. One of my patients once joked, "I thought almond butter was just for health nuts, but now I see it's for people who actually want to stay strong and sleep like a baby." She wasn't wrong. So let me ask you, are you more of a peanut butter person, or have you ever given almond butter a fair try? You might be surprised how much your body thanks you for making the switch. And while almond butter is amazing for calming your body and mind, the next food on our list takes things even further. It supports not just muscles, but also your bones, digestion, and even your sleep cycle all at once. Number 2 on our list is a little sweet, a little tangy, and surprisingly powerful: Tart Cherry Juice. Now this isn't just another trendy health drink. Tart cherries are one of the richest natural sources of melatonin, the very hormone your body produces to signal it's time to sleep. But here's the kicker. As we age, our natural melatonin levels drop. That's why so many people over 60 find themselves tossing and turning, waking up at 3 a.m. or struggling to feel rested in the morning. A small glass of Tart Cherry Juice before bed can gently nudge your body back into its natural rhythm, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. But the benefits don't stop with sleep. Tart cherries are loaded with anthocyanins, plant compounds that give them that deep red color. These compounds have been shown to reduce inflammation, which means less stiffness, less morning joint pain, and a smoother start to your day. In fact, a 2019 study found that adults who drank Tart Cherry Juice experienced a 33% reduction in muscle soreness and a 15% improvement in sleep quality. That's pretty remarkable for something so simple and natural. What I love most is how practical it is. You don't need much, just 4 to 6 ounces, about half a cup. If the taste feels a bit too tart, you can dilute it with water, or even mix it into a warm herbal tea for a bedtime ritual that feels soothing and cozy. Some of my older patients have made it part of their nightly routine, and they often tell me, "I didn't just start sleeping better, I started waking up without that heavy, achy feeling in my legs and back." And here's a little secret. When you combine better sleep with reduced inflammation, you're not just protecting your muscles. You're setting the stage for your whole body to recover and rebuild overnight. So let me ask you, have you ever tried Tart Cherry Juice at night? Or do you usually reach for something else, like milk or tea? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear what works for you. Now, Tart Cherry Juice is impressive, but it's not the end of our journey. Because coming up next, our number 1 food, sounds like something only athletes would bother with. But the truth is, it might just be the secret weapon for anyone over 60 who wants to hold on to their strength and energy for years to come. And finally, our number 1 spot goes to something that might surprise you. It's not a fancy supplement or an exotic food. It's a simple whey protein shake. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that just for bodybuilders or athletes at the gym? But here's the truth. Whey protein can be a game changer for anyone over 60, even if you've never lifted a dumbbell in your life. Why? Because it's one of the most complete, fast-absorbing sources of protein out there, and it's especially rich in leucine. Leucine is like the on switch for your muscle-building machinery. Without enough of it, your body can't properly repair and strengthen your muscles, no matter how much protein you eat from other sources. A 2021 study showed something fascinating. Older adults who drank a whey shake before bedtime increased their overnight muscle protein synthesis by 22%, and that was without any exercise. Imagine what that means: your body quietly building and preserving muscle while you sleep. That's powerful. The beauty is in the simplicity. You don't need an expensive blender or a complicated recipe. Just take a scoop of whey isolate, mix it with water or almond milk, and if you want to make it more enjoyable, add half a banana or a sprinkle of cinnamon. It's light, it's quick, and it won't sit heavy in your stomach before bed. One of my patients, a 68-year-old retired teacher, comes to mind. She used to complain of feeling weaker every time she climbed the stairs. We started her on one whey shake each night, and within 3 months, not only did her strength improve, but she told me she felt more confident carrying groceries, gardening, and even playing with her grandkids. That's not just muscle, it's quality of life. So let me ask you, have you ever thought of protein shakes as just for the young folks? Or are you open to trying one as part of your evening routine? You might be surprised how much strength your body still has waiting to be unlocked. Let's talk about some of the most common mistakes I see older adults making at dinner time, and how those little habits can quietly work against your health. The first big one? Eating too late. Maybe you've skipped a meal during the day and find yourself sitting down to a large dinner at 9 p.m. The problem is, your body's digestion slows in the evening. A heavy meal close to bedtime often leads to indigestion, reflux, or just that uncomfortable, full feeling that makes it harder to drift off. Over time, poor sleep adds up to weaker muscles and less energy. The second mistake is leaning too heavily on refined carbs, things like white rice, pasta, or bread, as the main part of dinner. They taste comforting, sure, but they spike your blood sugar quickly. For someone over 60, those repeated sugar spikes can increase nighttime urination, disrupt sleep, and even accelerate muscle breakdown, since the body pulls protein from muscle to stabilize blood sugar swings. Another common misstep is alcohol at night. A glass of wine or a small drink might feel relaxing, but alcohol interferes with your sleep cycles. Instead of the deep, restorative stages of sleep, where your body repairs muscles and tissues, you end up with fragmented, shallow rest. And over the long run, that translates into greater fatigue, weaker muscles, and even higher fall risk. And then there's the opposite problem: skipping that small, protein-rich snack before bed. Many older adults think, "I don't want extra calories," or "I'll be fine until breakfast." But the truth is, going to bed on an empty stomach means your body is more likely to break down muscle for energy during the night. That slow loss adds up, decade after decade, until one day you notice weakness climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, or carrying groceries. I've seen this pattern in so many patients. And when we make just a few simple adjustments, lighter dinners, balanced portions, adding a small protein-rich snack, the difference in their sleep, energy, and strength is remarkable. So let me ask you, which of these habits sounds most familiar to you? Do you often eat late, or maybe you tend to skip that pre-bed snack? Share in the comments. I'd love to know what your evenings usually look like. Let's make this practical. How do you actually apply all these tips in your evening routine? One of the easiest ways is to have a few simple, ready-to-go menus before bedtime. For example, a small bowl of cottage cheese with chia seeds and a few banana slices is gentle on digestion but packed with slow-digesting protein. Another option is a hard-boiled egg with a sprinkle of turmeric and black pepper, paired with a few cucumber slices or whole grain crackers. And for something warm, a cup of golden milk with a touch of honey and almond butter on a slice of whole grain toast hits all the right notes: protein, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory compounds. For those managing conditions like diabetes, kidney disease, or high blood pressure, the key is to adjust the portions and types of protein and carbs. Diabetics may swap bananas for berries, and those with kidney concerns might choose smaller servings of protein or lower sodium options. High blood pressure? Focus on fresh, unprocessed foods and skip added salt or sauces. Finally, remember, it's not just about food. Combining these pre-sleep snacks with light evening activity, like a short walk or gentle stretching, helps circulation, supports digestion, and primes your body for restorative sleep. This rhythm of mindful eating, gentle movement, and quality rest is what transforms your nighttime routine into a powerful muscle-preserving strategy. Here's a question for you. Which of these 3 evening menus feels easiest to fit into your life tonight? Or maybe you already have your favorite pre-bedtime habit. Share it below. Because small changes like these can make a big difference over the weeks and months ahead. Let's wrap this up with a truth I want you to carry with you. Muscle doesn't just fade because of age. It fades because we ignore it. Every small choice matters, and the good news is, you have the power to change that tonight. Start small. Pick 1 or 2 of the foods we've talked about, and make them part of your bedtime routine. Maybe a spoonful of almond butter on toast, or a small bowl of cottage cheese with chia seeds. These aren't just snacks. They're tiny acts of strength, building blocks for tomorrow. And here's something to get excited about. In our next video, I'll share a simple daytime habit that can open your blood vessels faster than any supplement, and it costs less than $1 a day. Imagine the difference that little habit can make, alongside your nightly nutrition. I'd love to hear from you. How old are you? Have you noticed changes in your strength or energy lately? Drop a comment. I read and respond to as many as I can. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss our next tips. Remember, you are never too old to get stronger. Every dinner you make tonight, every small, intentional choice you take, is a ticket to waking up tomorrow feeling healthier, steadier, and more confident in your body. Your muscles are listening, and the sooner you start, the stronger your tomorrow becomes.